how do we prevent physical contamination? As with microbiological contamination, there are a number of guidelines and practices that will help to prevent and control physical contamination in food preparation areas. Firstly, the environment in which the food is transported, received, stored, prepared, and served must always be clean. This is not only to prevent the spread of bacteria, but also to keep out physical dirt, such as soil, dust, and leaves. This is done by implementing thorough cleaning rosters, as well as using the correct cleaning products and procedures. The same is true of your person. You need to be clean and ensure that you are not wearing any clothing, jewelry, or other accessories that may fall into the food. Ensure that when you are working with your food, you wear a hair net to prevent any hairs from falling into the food. Ensure that when food is received, the packaging is not damaged. Remove food carefully from boxes and do so in an area that is separate from the food storage area. This minimizes the risk of the food being exposed to physical contaminants, such as insects or dirt. Maintenance plays a key role in preventing physical contamination. This includes the equipment that you use in the kitchen, as well as the actual buildings in which you store, prepare, and serve food. Equipment that is not clean and maintained could have parts falling into dishes, including chipped crockery and broken utensils. Imagine a guest finding a screw or bits of a broken plate or glass in their meal. Similarly, a building that is not well maintained may have paint, wood, or rust getting into food, as well as being more likely to have pests and bugs. Glass needs to be kept away from food preparation areas at all times. Broken glass is a serious health hazard, even more so if it occurs in food and is swallowed by guests. Effective pest control should also be a high priority at all times. This means that certain conditions are put and kept in place to prevent pests such as rats, mice, squirrels, cockroaches, flies, beetles, and fish moths from getting into the kitchen and also into the food. This is done for two reasons. Firstly, the pests could carry disease and pathogens, which they then transfer to the food. And secondly, the pest itself could end up in the food, contaminating it. There are a number of ways that we can prevent this. Firstly, keep pests out. Make sure the building has no cracks or holes through which mice or rats can enter, and use screens on windows to keep the insects out. If you see any cracks or holes, you must let maintenance know, and they should correct it as soon as possible. If pests do manage to enter, you will need to use effective methods to kill them. This can include ultraviolet fly killers and rat poison. Note, of course, that rat poison is itself a contaminant, and so should only be used by a registered pest control company. Thirdly, food should be stored off the floor and in containers that are covered, either by a lid or plastic wrap. It should be inspected regularly to see that no pests have managed to get into the stores. Finally, waste and rubbish should be managed hygienically and removed as soon as possible from food preparation areas, as rubbish tends to attract insects and rodents. Following the above guidelines will go a long way toward keeping physical contaminants out of the kitchen and out of your guests' food. Work together as a team and with maintenance, and you are sure to go on the right way. Good luck. Let's have another look at preventing physical contamination. In this lesson, we discussed 6 points to remember how to prevent physical contamination. Grab a pen and paper and write down as many as you can remember. See if you can remember all 6 points. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. The first way to remember to prevent physical contamination was the environment in which food is stored. It must be clean and hygienic. The second point, your personal hygiene must be perfect. The third point, deliveries and the procedures of deliveries must be hygienic at all times. The fourth point, the maintenance of buildings and equipment must be hygienic and professional. Point 5, glass must be kept away from food preparation areas. Can you remember the last one? Point 6, pest control procedures must be implemented effectively. Well done on remembering all 6 points. If you got stuck, make sure to re-watch the lesson until you know all of the points by heart. Good luck.